What you're seeing here is a fully immersive VR-based surgical simulation. The procedure I'm performing is a lateral interbody fusion, and in this Precision OS software, there's a whole slew of educational feature sets built in to help a learner conceptualize the visual spatial sense of the entire procedure. As you can see, I'm positioning dilators through this lateral approach, and I can visualize them on the C-arm. I can take as many X-rays as I need in order to refine my position without worry of radiation exposure to the patient. I also need to avoid nerves as I'm positioning these down onto the disc. During the case, I can still remove the bones from the body to visualize more direct placement and how I'm proceeding forward. I'll need to place retractors and position my instruments accordingly. Throughout the case, the software in the background can track metrics to 1/100th of a degree in terms of placement angles and positions down to fractions of a millimeter. I'm also required to implant hardware within the simulation, and I need to do this with feedback guided through C-arm imagery. This requires me to determine how deep I need to put the implant based on this visual feedback that I receive. Again, metrics are tracked throughout this case, so while I'm installing my final disc here, I know that the previous preceding steps I've taken determine the outcome as a whole of my procedure. What you're seeing here is a visual of the final implant as it exists in the intervertebral space. Now, finally, this is the metrics panel. A user is going to be provided with a ton of quantitative feedback around their final positioning, and we can detail this to be as specific as need be for the given case. What you're seeing here is the beginning of a second case that showcases pedicle screw insertion. I'll need to mark up the patient's skin. I'll also need to position the pedicle screws appropriately upon the vertebra. Now, I'm showcasing here that you can make mistakes, and you can take C-arm images that are inappropriate or poorly aligned. Ultimately, what we want users to work towards is proper procedure, placement, and positioning so their pedicle screws will look closer to something like this in real life.